Good evening, madam. Good evening, friends. My name is L. Jyoti. I am from 2nd BZC. Now I am going to tell you about the human respiratory system. The respiratory system of man consists of a pair of external nostrils, nasopharynx, epiglottis, trachea, bronchus, bronchioles, alveolar sac, and alveoli. The external nostril openings are open outside above the upper lip. It leads to nasal passage, and which in turn leads into a wide chamber called nasopharynx. The nasopharynx is formed by the fusion of nasal cavity and pharynx and acts as a common passage for food and air. The nasopharynx opens through epiglottis into a straight and long tube called trachea or windpipe, which passes through neck and extends up to the mid-thoracic cavity. At the beginning of trachea, a cartilaginous box called larynx is present. It helps in production of sound. Hence, it is called as sound box. In mid-thoracic cavity, the trachea is divided into right and left branches called primary bronchi. Each bronchus is divided into divides repeatedly, forming secondary and tertiary bronchi and bronchioles. Each terminal bronchioles gives rise to a number of very thin and irregular and vascularized bag-like structures called alveolar sac. Each alveolar sac contains several small chambers called alveoli, which appears like a cluster of grapes. In man, each lung consists of a double-layered pleura. It reduces the friction of the lungs on the surface of the lungs. Functionally, the respiratory system in man contains two parts, the conducting part and exchange part. The conducting part begins with the external nostrils and continues through bronchioles. It also helps in transport of atmospheric air into the lungs. It removes the dust particles from the air and it also humidifies the air and warms up the air to the body temperature before it deliver it into the lungs. The exchange part includes alveolar sac, alveoli and their ducts, which is the site of diffusion and gaseous exchange between the atmospheric air and the blood. Thus, the exchange part is the actual respiratory surface of the lungs.